door is closed. So what?
Could this be? She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
I'm a novelty dice.
Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident.
Answers? How strange. These I'm not sure how helpful.
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of the room, growing out of the shells like stalagmites. This person means you, or no falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice.
How did I? Some of my not especially.
Some of those, she's thankful for the security they provide her.
Nothing really.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with that.
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, well, during date?
She's hurt. She's not.
But I never saw anyone during. I might have, but in this case.
It's light here, but dark in the yard at night.
It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. It's an odd profession. Making dice.
She not.
Anything else, officer? We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know. But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those... It's just capitalism. We only hear about tales of success, so it's often surprising to realize how many ventures actually fail. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow? Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the commercial. And then there is me. I've been here.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you...
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the...
Exactly, but I'm glad we got this sorted.
That's all she has to say on the subject. Plaisance is not. The bookstore closes starting 2100. You'll have to do that tomorrow.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Oh, quite a lot.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad.
Me neither. I just wanted off my face. It wasn't merely a gym, it's a kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger. Kuno. Who's Kuno? Oh, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid. It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started...
You should have... It's not really full of that. No one would...
Eventually, the coalition took away... Oh, this one's a mess. Turns out...
What's the snuff, Milia?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it. Yeah, don't. You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist?
But what drugs exactly?
He got high on some weird taxidermy chemicals. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone. Eventually, they caused him to lose control of his blood.
Even you can probably do better than that. You can almost see it. A small, sickly old man, hunched behind his work desk, his pants stained with old piss.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the The atelier produced a certain collection, and you know how all kinds of political movements are big in... And, naturally, all the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in Kyton from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection. Really? Anyway.
Poor guy. Suddenly, you get a feeling that insects are important to the case somehow.
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their shift... Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula, or Tiumotiri, or Hashtkor, or wherever he is. Sure, it's illegal, but it's not exactly anything extraordinary in business. Besides, Slipstream is history now. All their...
They were just the props. Why return them?
Fortress accident.
She liked them.
They were an interesting bunch. We thought they certainly took their work very seriously. Even if they seemed to be the usual. They ran out of money and couldn't get the... Well, I did hear them talking. They seemed to...
She sounds almost mocking when she says that.
Yes, but when the money started to run out, they just began to complain a lot about capitalism. In the end, they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic, and to show up to work on time.
She's right. Showing up to work on time is hard. No, scratch that. Showing up to work at all is difficult. Especially...
Still, not everyone is going to make it. That's the nature of the game.
The result is 1 on a 20-sided die. The dice is black and filled with little silvery...
Anything else? Oh boy, the fabled Revo Show ICT. You're in for a treat. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood, and by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a...
Sounds like she really didn't like...
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. Unfortunately, they always come in packs. I'm talking about acne-ridden girls, and they already had the bear. Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed. Eventually, Ravishore Ice City lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges. You did what? Ugh, of course they left it plugged in. Even the taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
Sounds cool.
Megatherion, a mega wild beast. It's an imaginary beast that by telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
A wise and noble beast, guiding you toward the land where the streets are paved with drugs.
Very good. You shouldn't do them. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire. Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? Oh, right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her.
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet. You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the East Delta Commerce Center project.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the Dune commercial area.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. This is an ancient failure, before my time. I'm not surprised, however. My advice, don't base your business on a fad. Hypnotism, it can't be true. Are you sure it was Slipstream SEA? Was it a woman? Maybe. Oh, right. But did this person say anything? Tricentennial Electric? It used to be a major electric company.
No, it was too real to be just a prank. Either we're dealing...
A prank is more likely, no? Oh, the kids these days. Sure, I'm listening. I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure, I'm listening. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else? Of course. Tell me what you have in mind. I think I have just the right one for you.
Police colors.
Not the most original, I know. But sometimes the obvious choice... Here, catch.
A beautiful woman tossing you a gift. Whatever you do, don't overthink it. You overthink it.
Ah, down the drain, like your career. I apologize, officer. That one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay. The other one was the invert. It's a shame. They might have brought you luck. You definitely...
Is she pitying you?
Now, was there anything else?
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here. She has begun to idly clean one of her carving tools with a dirty kerchief. The tool... Tiles on the cube are still small. The speaker
Good evening. Please repeat. Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still small. A thick layer of coal dust. A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see there is. Inside, it's nothing but gloomy blackness. Better not stick your hand inside. Wait, what? Really? You're not going to look inside a secret room? Seems like an old weapons cache from the Revolutionary period. There is. Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spider webs, rummaging around. You find a number of rusty rifles hidden away. Most of them are ugly and inoperable, but a fit service weapon for a fit officer. Too bad it doesn't work. It looks like it's been out of order for years. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around Martinez. This is a good find. Really justifies coming down here and looking around.
you're already set for the night. Your door is unlocked. Another thing. Great. Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to It's not strange, it's inconvenient. Who told you that? Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but...
He's exhausted from years of dealing with the...
If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill. Oh, yes, that door, sure. No, or some boring storage space with a bunch of old... Fine, okay, a little. So, I haven't opened it. Yes?
The bed is still cold. The bed is still cold from the...
Here we are again, my broken bird. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself. You're not cooperating, brother man. It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly...
That pain in your right side is your enlarged liver, by the way. As for your kidneys, you've really been compounding the... Every cell in your body is moaning in agony, asking, what did we ever do to you?
Now, you're finally thinking about something other than yourself. Let's see how far that'll get you.
Oh, yes. That'll check you out.
Don't be stupid, Harry. It's not happening. They don't make new kidneys and livers in hospital. All you've got to...
You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Oh, baby boy, you're already in the other...
Maybe if you know, maybe if you cracked the damn thing, then you'd feel satisfied and tired. Holding the picture puzzle in your... Maybe if you weren't so hard on yourself.
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence.
Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining
RCM patrol officer's uniform winces as she notices you.
I would really prefer not to talk to you.
A patrol officer is the lowest rank in the RCM, below lieutenant and sergeant.
I don't know. I mean, why would I want to talk to you? No, you're not. You're not the only...
Something changes in her.
Okay, fine. Let's talk.
What does one talk about with a fellow officer?
I don't know.
Don't say anything, Judith. Me? No. I'm just a man with sunglasses. I lie.
Okay.
I'm just looking out.
No one. I'm just a man with sunglasses. And you are.
Yes. A policewoman who just wants to do her job. That's all. What precinct?
Am I from?
Fucking deranged lunatic.
You're getting an intellectually unsatisfying vibe from this conversation.
You look like shit. And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
Like undercover.
Well, as far as disguises go, this is one of the best I've seen.
Oh, come on, Jean. It looks like it's been...
It's not just this week. What you...
There's something about this guy that matches with a face in your head. He might be wearing a disguise.
Yes, it's a hobby of...
As if waiting for some kind of reaction or response. Something to click.
I'm not...
It's not my style, he thinks, glancing at the man in sunglasses and the woman beside him. Oh boy, they're mad at him. No wonder. You know what it is.
Oh, I definitely know.
Another life.
Yes, from another life. A different life. To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
I think even in this fictional reality, the 57th...
My condolences. Go ahead. Have a... Okay. That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're somewhere good. Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment? Would you now? Or would I be cramping your style? Never mind, partner.
I'm not your partner.
A little premonition for you, Lieutenant. Sooner or later, probably sooner, your new friend tells you he does. When that happens,
The lieutenant merely bows his head in response.
This isn't helping.
You're not going to believe this, but... Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get just some regular boring motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you. Not even a little.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just...
He's trying to protect you from further... Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
It's a mere second, but it feels like you...
Watch out for yourself, loser.
That voice, so very familiar. Did you hear it when calling to your...
Oh, really? I wonder where. That's the where you remember me from? You don't say. Goodbye, then. The voice thing was a coincidence.
Okay, the man with the sunglasses and his hypothetical Station 41. Weird, right? There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy. And you... Yes, just cross it off the list.
Again? I can't believe this shit. I'm going to say no. Just to see what you'll say to that. Okay?
Jean, he said okay. Give it...
Okay, I was clearly wrong. He is a firefighter, male nurse, animal control agent. Something of that kind.
About what? You don't look like a cop. You know what you look like?
He didn't answer your question.
No. Because it's not my job. Why don't you go and fucking do yours and solve this damn hanging?
Come on, Jean.
Okay, say things. I want to hear you say things.
Hear that? He wants you to say things. Say one.
So, do you know who hanged him? I don't know.
It's like you felt it would be intellectually stimulating and would lead somewhere. A custom even? Who knows why we do the things we do? Somehow, bouncing those ideas off the man with sunglasses felt calming.
Oh my god, there's more. You want something more? What is it?
I've got nothing to say to you.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy, or what? You want to be...
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we...
This person Glenn wants to hire, he really respects her.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn!
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like...
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer?
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Incriminating. Now that's a big boy word. Container belt? Like, because we took it from the harbor where we did this together. Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened? So that...
All 7 together. They're diluted. They're playing to their considerable strength in numbers. Don't talk about arresting them. You only bring attention to your inability to do so.
How many people have you sent to the chaise?
Chaise électrique is the method of...
Or send them to Reunion to rot. Or...
The River Esperance Correctional Facility, a military prison run by the Coalition, dubbed Reunion by the...
Rest assured, lawman. None worse than our guy. He got what was coming.
Are you deaf? They will... Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest...
A trick question. Don't, Titus. Keep addressing him. He wants everyone to know he's in charge.
Who do you fucking think does?
That's right, asshole. Titus Hardy.
I think you got your...
No. You did not get an answer. Titus does administrative work. He pushes paper, fills out forms. The others can't. You don't have to keep answering his question.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday.
Known him? Yeah! What?
He came round about 3 weeks ago.
By the Pines Cow, you mean the representative for White Pines? The shipping company?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end.
Why? 'Cause I am. He's...
What kind of
the kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too.
This one has a special gripe with him.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that.
Really?
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did. Right there. Like some kind of ant.
Sire, the tailor, this is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong! He harassed women.
From rape to harassment to threats. He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over.
He grabbed someone?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is...
Yeah, me and Eugene got...
There's something. Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious...
No. You're not getting the name.
Despite the stonewalling, you can slip one more question in.
Titus, do not answer. You have...
Fuck off, Carl. She's gone through enough without you harassing her, too. She doesn't need...
What are you talking about? Embarrassment. If someone has been...
What you need is to get the fuck out of my face. I've had enough of explaining myself to you, fuck.
As you can see, these men can only take so much baseless scrutiny. I'm doing my best to keep the situation civil, but...
It's true. She was the only thing holding him back.
We hanged him up by his neck.
Didn't they teach you anything?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school and...
The autopsy showed there were no ligature marks. His hands were not tied.
We... Look. I'm not gonna play twin.
Yeah, I knock him out.
That's right, lawman. And then we...
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samaran boxing style.
Samaran boxing, or Sambo, is an eloquently violent set of one-on-one fighting moves, originating from the Samaran Isola. Sambo style implies he may be lying, but he's good at it. No twitching, no rushing, no uncalled for details.
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our...
Like what, Copper? Huh?
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why what?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him.
Interesting, sire. It's as if he's lying.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging.
This was a good move. Also, notice how Titus doesn't like her much, especially when she's calling the shots.
We hanged him up.
Didn't they take...
You're pretty sure.
The autopsy showed...
Yeah.
That's right.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
Like what, Copper?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group...
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals.
You still on about that bullet?
Indeed. Mighty. How did...
Well, there are so many bullets. I guess it...
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
Wow! He's got it in a...
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid... They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing.
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you...
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting...
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
It's not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Again?
Good one, Titus.
We had...
Didn't they take...
You're pretty
The autopsy...
Yeah.
That's right.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
Like what, Copper? About fucking time.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech.
Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer.
Something tells you that won't be any time soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while. The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellow. You can just...
What can you say about the bullet so far? A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a...
Highly unusual. The people...
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is...
Something tells you that won't be any time soon. The jacket of the bullet, it's quite destroyed.
What can you say about the bullet so far? A jacketed...
Highly
Even the RCM...
Something tells you that won't be any time soon. This'll have... Again, you find yourself looking at that big old window.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Again?
Good one, Titus.
Didn't
they take...
You're pretty...
Yeah, that's right.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
Like what? About fucking time.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf.
What is what? If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
The tear machine. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears. A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles.
I don't know. Let's see. I don't really know what hypnogamma is. No, sorry.
Officer! God damn it. Pull yourself together, René. It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her? I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find. Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave. It's a private matter. Not...
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical...
I'm fine, goddammit! Mind your own business! It's no one. The bus has been unmanned since last Monday.
No one has...
Yes! It's...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any...
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong with...
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude?
He is not going to become an entrepreneur.
She is nobody. This is none of your...
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. Vigilance officer? What can this old carabiniers?
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let...
This is the uniform.
Don't you mean Fristel?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown.
There's something you missed. You will get... There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right? Cracked it. All in a good day's... What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at... Yes. And you found him. Didn't she repeatedly tell... But he is missing. Do marriages make any sense? Does honor? You're not a filthy philosopher. You're an officer of law. It's time to ace this case and not brood over your reputation. We can deal with the... There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go...
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing. Very well then. Where is he? Excuse me?
There's something else hiding in her voice, though.
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands.
Remember, about that what. Never ever say what.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one. I did, and he is. No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. I haven't seen him for... Well...
There. She's worried now.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any... Honestly, not that different from you. That's one way to put it, yes. No offense. What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it. It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change. I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it? Well, what can you do? I hope that at least...
She's thinking about him out in the cold, in some park, or on the coast.
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised, because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again.
Gone for around 36 hours then.
So you are...
She genuinely wants you to know.
Thank you. Please do. Even though...
She tries to maintain a brave...
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57...
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably...
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. A novelty dice maker? Well, spit it out. Why does she need the dice? For some kind of sorcery? Sometimes they use the ankle bones of sheep. I don't understand. If it's not her, then where is the source of the doom?
The narrative she's built herself. It does. Just don't say you don't have any answer yet. To hell with it. Perchance you ought to just lie, sire. You've come this far. You know how to end it. There is an entity behind the entity.
Too many
Good luck persuading her. Some people can rationalize anything.
Yes, because her business consists of this. I see that you've fallen for her Thank you for nothing. Please, do buy some books, or be on your way.
Wow. Total suck it. There was never any other way this could have gone.
I am sorry we had to disappoint you, ma'am.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirits. It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
I have
Yes, that's what you need, Gas.
René, it's a little... Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance of the... Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest...
Do not defile her memory, Gas.
His tone lacks its usual intensity, like he doesn't feel he has the right to speak on the matter.
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. René and I were both by her bedside.
Died. No use, sugar.
Departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've had. She could never make up her mind about anything. What to have for breakfast, favorite color, or which one of us. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Heck, technically, we both still...
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. Seduced her with your fancy words and pastry.
We knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses. She was René's first girl, back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me!
Oh, officer. It already got ugly nearly 80 years ago when the three of us...
You stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that...
We were just boys then. This was deep. No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left. Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. But that's all. No, officers, I'm sorry.
Then help them, you wimp. You have plenty of shoulder with the gauche caviar in the Union.
He means caviar socialists.
I wish I could, but I just don't know anything. I always keep my nose clean and don't gossip.
Respect!
I'm not even anyone.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so full of Union prick he can't even speak properly.
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Is that okay, René? I'm not anyone important in the Union. I just know... Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brothers.
What do you know about history? You never witnessed history, only heard about it.
There he stands, proud, rigid and alone.
Let's try not to get caught in a crop.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This animosity is ancient.
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. I attend meetings and parties. Help with little things. Oh, yes. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of it. I hate this socialist rabble. But even siding with them is better than living your entire life on the fence. Never can...
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs something Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the newspapers.
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I don't even consider myself a regular socialist. Politics is not really something I involve myself in, officer. I believe everyone has the right to think and do whatever...
Oh, mon Dieu.
No, thank you. For being consummate professionals. You'll have this case wrapped up in no time. Oh, the goal is to throw you bull. That's the cochonnet. Well, first, you draw a circle about a half a meter in diameter. We made ours out of rope. Then, the order of play, then the players aim to throw their bulls as close to the cochonnet as possible. They must stay in the circle and keep both feet planted. I could, but I'd rather not. I don't want to. You'll put that knowledge to good use in 20...
I don't like where this is going, officer. Don't you think we should do something else now? Hurry up, then.
The sight of bullet holes stirs something in you, making you forget the lieutenant's surname. The faded marks are too degraded to draw any forensic conclusions. Just chips in the sand. They look pretty ancient.
Where? There? Those are old. Yes, the one that happened half a century ago. Those bullets were fired during the revolution, and not much. I don't have a fresh perspective on it.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Again?
Good one, Titus.
We have...
Yeah,
that's right.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up. Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others, but...
No. Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look.
Fuck off, Shanky.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
And fuck you too, copper. Picking on Angus like this.
His all-muscle comment. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Right fucking...
They keep speaking for Titus, so...
My fucking elbow, Copper. Samara...
Like what, Copper? About fucking time.
They're friends. I'm pretty sure he asked. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the...
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very... Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Hola, Tequila Sunset. Bolladero Grande.
cabinet stands steady as ever. The drawer slides. The already familiar cold touch. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. The already familiar cold touch of plastic. Your fingers run over the dial pad. 005. That's the dialing code for calling. Calling. Still calling.
Video Revachol, 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. How may I help you?
The voice of a youngster on the other end sounds as if...
Video Revachol is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lamy. No. Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period? Let me fire up the machine. Dubois. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November '46. Whoa, it's not an easy watch. After the death of his daughter and subsequent divorce, Ziemsk immigrant Egidius Wojcik tries to come to terms with the onset of... No wonder no one's been missing it. Still, it would be great if you could return it to us. We're on the corner of Voyager and Main.
The call is terminated by the other party. You're left with the discomforting sound. The payphone hangs mutely on the... This is the... Before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since no light. The knock produces a hollow ring of metal. You attempt to feel it.
No trouble at all, mister.
Mr. Dubois, every worker... That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today? What? Did I? Well done then, Harry. I like not knowing about it, and I'm sure you made the right call. I spend the whole day delegating tasks. I don't even want to know what all of that means. Brew, shady, alcohol, turned off. I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's in...
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible and unswayable. Just tell the truth.
Exactly the kind of fascist memorabilia I was expecting. Weasel probably prays to it every night. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good. Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are... I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I...
Yes, yes. Do you think this...
Oh, no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you. Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right? Of course, Harry.
That's all he's going to say on this subject.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship. I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa. You name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container. Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando type. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy.
What makes you think the Wild Pines negotiator can't control them?
Harry, what you need to realize is, We dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood.
That sounds a bit like...
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't...
Again, that sounds...
So these idealists killed her.
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon us." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told...
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the work. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strike.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here. Strange.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who said...
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best... Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer...
That's him allowing the police to ask his men questions.
But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend Harry.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he...
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? So they shot him.
He was shot in the head before he was hanged.
How odd. I don't know what to say, Lieutenant. They told me they hanged him. A hanged man. What I do know is, the case is in safe hands. If anyone can get to the bottom of this shot and hanged man, it's my 2 little policemen. Godspeed, policeman. Was it a good tour? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you... I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And, of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want...
A man of the left. So you have to be a social... He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
What does your heart tell you about your lost gun, Harry? Does it tell you to forget about it? Or do you think it wants to be found? I think it's lonely and cold. I think it wants to be found, and I have a proposal for you.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta. I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off track. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry. They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a...
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Am I? Harry, these people... Martinez is the most important thing in my life. We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up, and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry.
He means it.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I heard there was some trouble with... Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then we can talk about your gun. Most certainly, Harry. By all means, Harry. What? See you soon.
Take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum. The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most. It's going to be awfully close to the already existing buildings, almost wall to wall. This is either an ominous or cool. My money is on cool. Looks like a cubic pyrite.
I'm no property lawyer, but it looks fine. I like the print size. They're not
How else are you going to build something? It's always inconvenient to build things, and citizens inevitably have disagreements over such construction projects. But there's no other. There is no loophole. The simple truth is, the current residents are going to lose their street access, and for the next 12 to 40 months, their lives will be dominated by constant construction noise right next door.
I should have seen it. Everard probably has eyes on us, but we could try to get other people to sign this instead of those listed. Or you could forge their signatures yourself. By the time he finds out, However, we'll need access to the coast before we do anything. Everard won't believe you got villager signatures if you can't even get to the village. You can try a forgery as soon as we can cross the waterlock.
The youth center cuts into the ocean like the bow of some great modern ship. Apparently, it's going to cover most, if not all, of the street and the square between the existing housing.
Promising, raise pupil.
Then I think we've met before. I came to help out the people. We're all workers, eh? Workers stuck together. Work the territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. Was a long time ago. What's a bug mess? Cost. We're all workers, eh? Workers stuck together. Work the territorial. Ring a bell? But it don't hurt. I have a strike to break.
Now it's turning into a kind of a...
Hey, isn't he, like, smoking right now? Hey, isn't he? Whoa. What? A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. A construction code violation.
Sure, they never cleaned up the war damage. The rest of Reva sure looks better, though. The bridge is fine enough. Locals use it all the time, after all. It's nothing to worry about.
Wow, so someone's been a little boring. Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown. No need to be defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal. A very
You? I wouldn't worry you.
See? You're so regular and vinyl brown. He doesn't even want to talk to you about it. Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's copper type is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out a telefax. Done and done. No actual communicate. Just an ordinary war. Nothing to see here.
Joyce L. Messier. I represent the board of Wild Pines, the owners of the harbour. You gentlemen must be from the RCF. I'm glad to see you here. I was dispatched to handle a strike, not a lynching. Anything I can do to assist the RCM in this matter, I will.